Welcome to the video, guys. Thanks very much for joining me today. My name is Dylan Reed, the founder of the FBA Elite Academy, where we teach people how to sell on Amazon UK. Now, it's been a very exciting week for me. I've been recording, and this is one of the videos that I'll be uploading, which is part two, where we're looking at a case study from a 19-year-old college student based in the UK who's a member of the Elite Academy course, who's launched their first product on Amazon UK, one single product, and they're generating £26,000 a month in revenue. So, my first reaction to that was, let me get you on the channel. Let's talk to you. I want to pick your brain, ask you loads of questions to share with, the audience that I've got on YouTube. So we are going to be speaking with one of my students, Suki, asking him a range of questions from, what motivated him to get started, to how much did he spend on his first product, what are his overall profit margins, how much does he spend on PPC, what would his advice be to new startups and beginners. So stay tuned till the end, guys. I'm going to be asking him loads of questions, and yeah, I know you're going to enjoy this one. So just briefly, if you're new to the channel, what I do and what my students do is we private label products and sell them on Amazon UK. So you may not be familiar with the term private label and FBA. So essentially what we're doing is we're buying a blank product, imagine a blank trainer, and you apply a Nike tick to it. You then have a brand or a logo applied. So we design our own private label and we sell on Amazon as a third-party seller. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, this must cost loads of money and I'm going to need to ship my orders all day. You don't. So Suki, as an example, my student today, he's selling over 100 units a day. He stores his products in Amazon FBA warehouses, which are dotted around the UK. They will pick, pack, and ship his orders to his customers, and he can run the business remotely from his laptop. So that's what's so exciting about this business model. You can also get started from anywhere between sort of £1,000 and £3,500. So that's quite a small investment when you factor in, £26,000 a month in sales. So enjoy the video, guys. I didn't mean to harp on too long there. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn those post notifications on and leave a comment below for Suki if you want to. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So welcome to the video, guys. We are joined here this afternoon on Sunday. So thank you very much for sparing your time today, Suki. We're here with Suki, who is a six-figure Amazon FBA seller. He has launched one product on Amazon UK and is generating upwards of £26,000 a month. So I'm here to pick his brain. We're gonna, have a chat, ask him some questions, and gain some insight into how he did this, right? Because this channel is all about providing you guys value. So hopefully we can pick his brain and extract some information that I can then pass on back to you guys, give you some motivation and inspiration. So welcome to the channel, Suki.
Welcome. Hello. Thank you.
How are you? Thank you for sparing the time on this Sunday, this lovely Sunday afternoon.
No problem at all.
So firstly, a little bit of an intro. So what are you currently doing at the moment? Are you working? Are you at college? How's your setup?
Yeah, currently I'm in a college I'm a student in a college.
Okay.
I have to go to my university next year, which I've planned according to that. And yeah, so I'm a student, yeah.
So you're studying now for what, exams in the college or?
Yeah, I'm studying A-levels.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. And then next year, have you applied for university yet, or are you still sort of doing your UCAS now, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I'm doing my UCAS at the moment.
Yeah, I remember those
next year, hopefully, I will go to the university.
I'm sure you will. Well, if all else fails, Amazon FBA has got your back now, isn't it? So that's good. Well,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, firstly, what gave you the motivation? I mean, where did you hear about Amazon FBA? What on earth gave you the drive to think, I'm just going to go for this? Because a lot of people struggle with that. So I thought I'd ask you that firstly, to just, try and understand what your mindset was initially to, push you over that line, get you off the fence and really go for it.
Okay. So I quite often see the Amazon vans around me, and even at our house, my sister used to order every day, twice a day, thrice a day. And I was like, oh my God, if she ordered this much, and I go on the road and I see different vans of Amazon Prime. After 2, 3 vans, 5 vans, I see the Amazon Primes going on, going on. And I was thinking about that, how this is happening in this world, and I was not aware about anything else.
Yeah.
So I see if this much is in the demand, and then I read the news as well on Google that Jeff Bezos become the world richest man, and I was like, oh my God, if he is getting this much money, at least I can make something of it.
Yeah.
So let me see what's...
greedy. He's been greedy, not giving you a slice of the pie.
Yeah, so let me see what's really going on behind it. And then I started searching on YouTube and Facebook and Google and everything else. And I saw so many videos. People are motivating that, oh, hey, listen, we have done 6 figures, we have done 7 figures and 8 figures. And I was like, oh my God, they are doing this much money. And I was still in school and college. I was studying and I was making nothing. And then...
That really gave you the motivation to start to learn then, did it? And then you started to research.
Yeah, after that I started research because I've seen so many success stories of 16 years, 17 years. So I was thinking, okay, if they are doing 16 years, 17 years, I was also the same age of them. So why can't I do it?
Exactly. And that was I think that's a common mindset with, and I think that's you've got a growth mindset there. You accept that you're not limited in your ability, right? You've seen that it's happening. Instead of having that fixed mindset where you just think, well, I won't be able to do this. It's not possible for me to do. You explore the idea of Amazon FBA and you validated it, and you believed in yourself. You believed that you could do it, and that this is where it's led to now. So obviously it was a worthwhile decision. And how old are you, Suki, to let the channel know?
Currently, I was 19.
19 years old. Okay,
yeah,
fantastic.
I just turned 19 this year.
19 years old and generating 26.5K in sales is incredible. It must be a great feeling, right? It must make you feel just fantastic every day seeing and just to clarify, guys, so we just had a look at Suki's listing, and he is #1 on page 1 with the bestsellers tag attached to his listing. He worked very hard for it, and well done for getting that. That has a tremendous impact on sales, and it proves that your product is good, right? It wouldn't be a bestseller. It wouldn't be ranked #1 in a category if it wasn't good. So well done for that. And I think from the beginning then, how much did you invest initially into your venture? So what was your initial capital startup, roughly?
Roughly around £2,500.
Okay, £2,500.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
yeah.
So if you think to yourself, and again, Suki, just hope you agree with me here. It's sort of the fact that you can start an online business, right? There's a huge shift at the moment. People working from home, love working from home. I could never go back to working a full-time job. You get the bug, you really do. But to be able to shift over to pretty much being able to work from home, essentially now you could do that for £2,500 initial investment is pretty crazy, right? If you wanted to open a restaurant, you'd need like 200,000. So, and it wouldn't be as passive and as lucrative as this, I can assure you. So, okay, fantastic. So that's what got you motivated, and that's sort of the startup initial cost. So how long did it take you to find your first product, would you say?
Oh, that's really, really annoying me at that time because honestly, it took me 41 days.
41?
Yeah, that's true. I spent each and every day 3 to 4 hours. Yep. And then I still remember that 41th day I got that product when I was searching 2 a.m. at night. And I was like, oh my God, after doing so many hours, like spending so many days, it was like over a month and it's turning up to 2 months. And I was like, oh my God, taking a piss out of it. So
that's quite a quick turnaround, that is. To be fair, finding a product, initially, would you agree with me? The product research phase is probably the most frustrating. You really need to know what you're looking for to make sure that you're not, that you leave no stone unturned and that you're looking in the right places, guys, because if you haven't got the right skill set or the right tools, software, you're going to struggle to find a good product. So 41 days. I like how specific you are with that one.
Yeah, because I still remember.
I had to write that down, 41 days. So, fantastic. And you've obviously learned from the course, we use sort of search criteria. Now, search criteria isn't rigid, so it's not, it has to be this exact exact fixed amount of this amount of reviews and this amount of revenue. You have to have some flexibility around the metrics, right? But what were you looking for? Were you looking for really high revenue products like obviously what you're doing now, or did you stumble across it? Were you looking for niches that were in really high demand? Those sort of things. What were you filtering in to help you find the product that you found? For people who are, in that stage now at the moment, maybe?
Yeah, so honestly, I was not looking for the high revenue products, because I know if they are high products, they are already so much established in the market.
Yeah.
And then it will be difficult for me to get in just for £2,500.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable for me at that time.
Okay.
So I was just thinking that I can find a product which can do £5,000 to £6,000 a month.
Yeah.
So I can maybe, because I saw so many videos of yours at that time, and I went to your course because I take your course at the beginning when I just started this journey.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about it. Let me tell you that as well, because if people say, okay, he's a student or something like that, he has an experience of some marketing or something like that, but I don't have any experience of marketing because my course is not related to anything IT. It's totally different. It's sciences, so I have no experience of just that. I started with the videos, and I see, okay, how it's going on, how I can meet the criteria. And you said, okay, so if a product is doing 3,000, 4,000, and that is good for you because it's a passive income.
Yeah,
so I kept that in my mind. And so instead of 3,000, 4,000, I become a bit greedy. So I went to 5,000.
You went to 5. And now, and you've ended up with £26,000 a month passively, right? So
yeah, that's true.
And I think initially then, so when you were searching for products, you were, and I think although and you could say that that Suki's product is the perfect product, right? It's doing such high revenue figures, profit margins, which everyone wants to know. Suki, what's your margin on those products roughly?
Roughly is about 50%.
50%, guys. So £13,000 a month. Of profit that's left over. Now, that's obviously Suki, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in terms of what he does with that profit. Does he go out and blow it all on nights out, or does he reinvest it in stock and to scale? I think you guys will know the answer to that one, but we'll look at that in a moment. So, you were looking for more of I refer to them as steady eddies. Ultimately, guys, perfect products are out there, and you can have the approach or the mindset that you're just looking for that one product, but I believe that you shouldn't just spend your attention focused on that one product that's doing 30 grand a month. Try and be willing to factor in products that are doing a little less, right? Because a product that's doing 5,000, like Suki was mentioning there previously, that's a significant amount of money to be taking in sales a month. For margin is 50% on that. That's 2,500. So don't fall into the trap of just being fixated on finding that one product that's doing you 30, 40, 50,000, because you might end up launching nothing. Even if your first product's a learning curve and it doesn't generate the revenue you've wanted, then look at it as a learning curve. And remember that with a product that's generating like £40,000 a month, it's going to need a bigger investment. So, Suki's investment was 2,500. But if you were to launch a product that was selling 2,000 units a month, and that was your sort of scenario that you were basing your decision on, then you need to be able to fulfill those orders. Otherwise, you're going to go out of stock and it won't work. So there's a lot of sort of strategy behind it and thought that goes into the process that you seem to have covered there. And did one thing with regard to your selection then, Suki, how did you differentiate? So, to fit into the market, I constantly, harp on about adding value. How did you do that?
When I found this product and I studied the market properly, but there was not that much negative reviews for this product because it's a quite common product.
Okay.
And I see the niche in the market that every product is producing 4,000 to 5,000 a month on an average.
Okay.
So I said, okay, so let me study that. And then I went to your videos. I still remember that when I got this product, I straight away went to your videos about the product optimization and listing optimization.
Yeah.
And from there, I get an idea. Okay, if I have to do something else, something different from the market, or I have to make sure that I can generate that 5,000 coming to the market.
Yeah.
So I have to do something according to that.
Yeah. Okay. So you really factored that in, and we know from your listing, without giving specific details of the listing, he's got and to be a bestseller in a niche. you have to have added value, and he's done that and made his listing stand out. And it's something that we emphasize quite a lot, guys. We want to bring something extraordinary to market, something that stands out from the competition, like Suki's product. It's a common product, it's an in-demand product, and there is competition, but guess what? Competition is okay. You shouldn't. People get really scared of competition, but with a strong brand and a strong differentiation strategy, you've added value. I believe that you can overcome competition with higher reviews, and we're seeing it day in, day out now with the Elite Academy. So that's fantastic. So I mean, would you say with your launch, did you do any giveaways? How did your launch go? What was because obviously we've got a lot of guidance with the course of how to launch. Did you use giveaways? Did you just use PPC? Did you have external sort of traffic driving people to your listing? What did you do?
Yeah, so at the beginning I was quite trying to make my friends to buy this product, because as your guidance suggests me at the beginning when my first stage is for launching, you told me that you must get some reviews.
Need reviews.
So after that, it is no, because before reviews, it's no point to launch it by PPC because no one's going to buy it. Yeah. So I've asked my friends and family friends and here and there. So they're starting to buy my product from Amazon, so they can leave reviews. So gradually, around 3 weeks, I gathered around 15 to 16 reviews.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after that, I launched with PPC. And honestly, I never gave that much giveaway. I just, at the beginning when I was doing PPC, because I was heavily focused on PPC at that time, because I got 15, 16 reviews at that time. And then my product is also differentiated from the market. I added the value to the product, as you advised me before. And then I launched PPC, and I just gave I still remember it's around 15, 16 products I just gave away. Not more than that, because I was 16. Quite pretty much on that point. So there's no point to give away so many products.
So what you did, that time. So essentially, what you're saying is that you made sure that your listing was fully optimized in terms of imagery, the features and details, the description. You've got some reviews on there that we know are very important. If you're going to just use PPC, you need reviews to to increase your click-through rate, and then from there conversions on that listing or on the campaign. So you've got a bit of a base going. You've got some friends and people that you knew to maybe test the product and leave an honest review, and then from that stemmed your PPC campaign, and so you didn't really do a proper giveaway. Only 14 units, was it?
Yeah, it's 14, 15 units.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. See, I agree. I think in some scenarios you can use viral launch, lots of different services to run giveaways. But I believe that with a strong PPC campaign, if you understand what you're doing, it's the best form of advertising on Amazon, especially with all the different features now with sponsor brands, and you can product placements. You can have your ads on your competitors' products. Lots of different features that Amazon they're constantly innovating and adding to PPC. So with the right listing, combined with a strong PPC approach, it worked for you, and it's something that I focus on quite heavily in the course. So, all right, and the launch then, how did the launch go? Were you making no sales a day for the first month, or did it just gradually got better, or was it just boom, day one, once your PPC was on, you just started to see the sales flooding in?
No, it's not about the boom. It's just when I started the PPC with a heavy budget, because that was my main focus, the PPC. And then around 2-3 days, my sales was quite low, around 2-3 pieces a day, 2-3 units.
Yeah.
And then later on, I added more PPC. I started more launching PPC more. So yeah.
Yes, but you increased your budget with PPC, did you?
Yeah, I increased my budget with the PPC and my bid as well. And then after that, my sales started coming in.
Yeah.
So it went gradually up and growing slowly and went up to 10 to 15 units a day.
Wow. Okay. So, and now how many units are you selling a day for this single product?
And now,
roughly,
it totally depends. Roughly around more than 100, easy.
More than 100 sales per day.
Yeah.
And you don't, obviously you're storing these products within Amazon FBA within their warehouses. So for people who don't know, Suki is private labeling, so he's put his own brand onto a blank product. He's created a brand. You know, a pair of trainers are just a pair of trainers until you put the Nike tick on them, and then suddenly you want to pay £100 for them. So Suki has added his brand to a blank product, and now, so all your orders are fulfilled by Amazon, is that correct?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And they're all stored in their warehouses. You haven't got lots of boxes at home that you're tripping over.
No, it's all stored. It's all problem handled by Amazon.
Yeah, which is good. That's what I mean. That's the beauty of this business model, guys. And Suki will agree. You know, you've got your college work that you're doing. You've not got time to be posting orders, shipping orders out every day.
Yeah, that's true.
In a position now where you can run this from your laptop, right? You could,
right.
In theory, I know you've got your course that you're doing, but you could have been working remotely from abroad the last month, correct? And you'd still have done the same amount of sales and profit, £13,000 in profit would have still happened.
Yeah, it was quite often now. It was passive for me as well, and it was going gradually increasing because the month before last I got 24,000, and the last month I done 26,000. Which I send you the snap.
Yeah, you sent. I'll put the snap up now.
28th and 29th. But in 2 days, I done more sales as well. So it went up to 28,000. Across 28,000.
You've been hitting some days over £2,000 a day in sales, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So £1,000 in pure profit every day. I wish I'd learned about Amazon FBA when I was 19. I didn't know about Amazon. I didn't know that normal people you see every day in the shops, normal people can launch products on Amazon and build six-figure businesses. If I'd have known that when I was 19, I would, be in a very different position, I think, now that what I'm doing. So it's good that you've stumbled across it this early on.
Yeah, how you know that? Because there was no guidance for you.
Yeah, I know.
I have the guidance.
There was, I know there wasn't back then. It was a long time ago. So, Suki, what would you say then to sort of summarise? What have you been the biggest hurdles? What have you found the most difficult or problematic about the process? Anything that you can sort of shed some light on that you've experienced, that you've overcome, or that maybe you're still trying to work on? Or has everything gone quite smoothly for you?
Everything was not quite that smooth for me, because if you have to do a business, you have to face some problems as well at different point. Because if you face the problem, then you can only be successful after that.
Yeah.
And if you step out from that problem and you say, okay, I can't do that, it's difficult for me, and then you're gone. You cannot do anything, or you cannot reach anywhere else. So I especially struggled with the product quality at the beginning.
Okay.
Because I had a sample around 5 to 6 times.
Wow.
I reordered the samples, changing this and changing that and changing this. That was the difficult part for me, because I need to make sure that if I'm getting the quality into the Amazon, it should be the perfect quality, according to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then when my product started, and then I faced the problem of stocking in the product, because I ran out with the stock, and that was the difficult part for me, because I didn't have the inventory for around 20-25 days when I stock out. And then after that, I have to relaunch the product. Yeah. Honestly, that took me a lot of time, a lot of struggle, and a lot of money as well for me, because I started again from the beginning. Because 25 days, no stock, no sales, and my product went to 15 page or 16 page number. So that's the difficulty I face at that time.
And how did you have any sort of ways in which you slowed that down? So if you anticipated going out of stock, how would you, because I know that other people have this problem. I suppose it's a good problem to have, you're selling too quickly, but how could you slow it down, would you say? And then we mentioned something earlier.
Yeah, so I just lowered down the PPC cost. I just stopped the PPC and raised the price a bit higher.
Yeah, okay.
So, if I made the sales,
and did you notice that had an impact? It did slow sales down a little bit, even though you went out of stock. You minimized the damage overall. Yeah,
I minimized the damage overall. Yeah, it will take I can survive more days. Yeah, so that maintain my ranks.
And I think, guys, it is, it's a learning curve, right, for everyone. And Suki, I'm in a position where, my products go out of stock. It's not always easy to, project forward the exact amount of sales that you're going to have. You've just got to you've got to do your best, and you learn as you go along. But when you do relaunch, although it does cost money when you're using PPC, etc. It's possible you relaunch. It isn't as difficult as the initial first launch because you've got sales history, so historic sales data that Amazon's got for your ASIN, so they know that you've been selling previously, and if you were ranked well, for example, all of that data is stored and it's factored back in to the relaunch. So it does happen. Don't crucify yourself too much if you do go out of stock, but just make sure that you've got some, things in place to either slow it down or try and manage your inventory, daily, to make sure that you know your correct lead time and your orders are placed when they need to. And I mean, PPC then, Suki, I think a lot of people worry a lot about PPC and how much they'll spend and things like that. So your PPC spend, say roughly £1,000 or say £1,300 a day in sales at a 50% margin, so about £650 in profit. How much do you spend a day on PPC out of that £650 profit?
Before, at the initial time, I was spending around £100 a day.
£100
on
a day,
PPC. Yeah.
So that obviously comes out of comes out of these figures. So you're not sort of putting it in externally from a credit card or anything. But what about now? Have you managed to sort of get that down a little bit, and sales have maintained their sort of consistent flow?
Yeah, you know that because you gave me the guidance about the PPC.
I know. I'm asking you a question. Yeah. I know the answer to it, so guilty.
Yeah. So yes, I do manage to get the PPC cost lower. So it went around to £60 now. 60. So I reduced £40 on daily average. Yeah. And it also helps me to increase my sales as well, because before, for PPC, I was doing less sales, and now I was doing more sales with less cost.
Yeah, and what Suki's referring to here, guys, is we basically had a strategy call a month or two ago. We've managed to, from that single strategy call where we looked at the listing, we looked at PPC, we managed to double figures. So double the figures what they was initially doing. So increased by 100% there with a reduced PPC bill as well. So some of the obviously the support that's included with the academy. And I mean, where do you see this going then, Suki? What's your plans for the future? If you were casting forward, are you scaling? Tell everyone what you're planning on doing.
My planning for the future is to stay focused on this product and try to enhance the product each and every day which I can.
Yeah.
And then, as I discussed with you before as well, I was trying to find another product, and hopefully I will launch in about 2-3 months.
Okay.
So
so scaling is on the agenda then. So adding products to your portfolio, and are they products within the same category? Are they related products? Are you extending the brand, or are you launching, completely separate products?
I was finding the product at the time. It was still around 25 days I was researching for the product till now, but I didn't find anything which I can scale properly, because I know if I can find something which I can scale it or make a difference from the market, that will play the major role for me.
And are you staying within? So the new products that you're launching, are they within the same brand? Are you using the same private label? They're related, so they're very similar, or are you sort of going out somewhere completely new and launching something completely different, like a different altogether product?
No, I was trying to get the product which is similar to this, because I want to try to dominate the market.
Got it.
If I lose sale from one thing, I can get the sale from another thing.
Yeah.
So my major focus is on the product which is related or which is directly linked to this product.
Directly to it. And I think when we talked about that in the course, increasing your visibility and general brand awareness for your product and your brand on Amazon. It does have an impact on sales. People who are browsing, they see your color scheme is your private label, and if it's reoccurring through the listings and you've got multiple products, it does pay off, and people remember what they see, right? And we're creatures of habit, and people will return and they will buy what they've already bought or what they're seeing more frequently. So okay, well, fantastic. I mean, it's been really, really good to have you on the channel, Suki, and just get an insight into your journey, where you've taken, basically with no experience, no online experience, you've managed to, with a small investment, right, when you consider what you're doing now, you've managed to scale a business up to now doing 6 figures a year, and you're still studying at college, and it's just, I take my hat off to you. I mean, going for it in the first place, like you said, having the motivation to just take action is one of the hardest parts with this, and overcoming those fears that, internalized fears that people have, failing and is it not going to work. But like I say to a lot of people, and my sort of general outlook on it is that, you regret not trying more than failing. Looking back in a few years and thinking, oh, I should have done that, or resenting yourself, having regrets. That's worse than trying and it failing. So overcoming those fears and really taking action. Well, thanks for coming on the channel, Suki. Really appreciate it. And
no problem.
Thank you very much. And we'll wrap it up there, guys. And like I said, post any questions you want for Suki in the comment section below, and he will be kind enough to get back to you and give you some knowledge on whatever you want to find out more about. So we'll see you guys in the next one.